Hey, it's Monique Ferguson here at South Shore Chevrolet. Let's take a little test drive in this beautiful new 2022 Trailblazer, Chevy Trailblazer. Started, got a remote start, key fob, push button start, really handy, really easy. Lock and unlock. Let's get in, take it for a ride. So before we start off, I just want to get connected because that's what I do when you get into a car. That way you can be less distracted. I take my phone, it's an Android, plug it in. You've got a USB and a USB-C and an aux. Simple, plug in. It'll charge my phone, thankfully. And then just press Android Auto on the screen. And Google Assistant is now ready and waiting for me. Also, Google Maps pops right up. So this is what I do first thing when you get into a vehicle, and then you don't have to worry about it. You tuck your phone down there and we're good to go. If you don't want that up, it's just as easy. Out you go, home, there's the audio. I've got XM satellite stations here, so you can choose your station, or you can just leave it on the homes page. Down here, a little hot for today for the heated seats, but it is nice to have. Keep that on low. You'll see again 7 degrees and the clock. If you want to change the clock, you can change the clock. Just a push of a button. All right, let's get going. So today is nice. I don't need all-wheel drive, but if I did want all-wheel drive, I just simply push the all-wheel drive button down here. And off we go. So this vehicle comes with lane keep assist. As you'll notice down here, it is lit up. Anything that's lit up is on, okay? It has the auto stop capability. So when it's at an ambient temperature and you come to a stop sign or a traffic light, you stop the vehicle, your engine shuts off. So this is fuel economy and of course environment. It has a special starter. It's designed to do this so that if your foot comes off the brake or touches the gas, it automatically starts back up again. Some people don't like this. There is a button down here that you can select and it will not do that feature. Happens mostly in the summer, less in the dead of winter. This vehicle also features the forward collision alert and the pedestrian braking. If a pedestrian steps out in front of you, the vehicle will stop. I have not had any luck getting my friends to try this for me, but I assure you it does work. We're headed out to the highway where we're going to try out this. It's a 9-speed, 1.3 liter turbo. It's a 3-cylinder, but it has towing capacity for 1,000 pounds and it comes with a hitch already. Another thing you might notice is it's quite quiet. There's not too much road noise. It's a messy day out. There's water on the road, but it's nice and quiet inside. There we go. You may have noticed the sensor on the top on the dash. That's the lights, automatic automatically come on when it gets dark out, and they go off when it gets light. On top of coming on when it gets dark out, we also have automatic high beam. So your high beams come on, but if a traffic comes towards you, they automatically go down. So less chance of blinding oncoming traffic. Very nice. Everybody should have that. So if you're very concerned about fuel economy, a nice feature in this is on your driver information center right in front of you, you can scroll over to your fuel economy. So you can actually see what your average is and what the best is. So this one is doing very well. Has only 18 kilometers on it, so we don't have a real gauge yet as to the fuel economy, but you can actually see how you're doing in the trend, and you want to keep your lines low. If you can keep it in the eco box, you're doing great. Oh, there it is. And stop, and there's the engine just shut off. And there it goes. We're back on. Here we go. It's got lots of good pickup. Some torque in there. You can feel that. I'm going to set my cruise control. And doing over 100 kilometers, if I want the all-wheel drive, I can just simply select it, and it's there. There's a little water on the road, but that's about it. Another safety feature which I personally really like is the OnStar. OnStar is available free for 1 month trial. You have 3 gigs of Wi-Fi also that you can hotspot off, available for the first 1 month trial. If you leave a credit card on file, you get to extend your OnStar trial for 3 months, okay? I've heard a lot of horror stories, but personally I have a great story. Shout out to OnStar. A couple weekends ago there was a terrible snowstorm and our cell tower was knocked out. So no cell phone, no making phone calls, no internet, no nothing. I got into my Chevy, I pushed my blue OnStar button, I said, listen, this is the situation, I'm in a snowstorm, I've got no service, anything, can you help me out? Automatically they just said, sure, no problem, we'll give you 3 gigs of Wi-Fi right now, complimentary, just to help you out through this hard times. It was great. I could hotspot right off my phone, I could see the outage map. They were wonderful, great to deal with. I strongly recommend keeping them. As you can see, my Google Assistant is telling me that my boss is sending me a message. I prefer looking at the maps though. So another nice thing with this Trailblazer is the configuration is great. The back seats fold down flat. You can get the front passenger seat also folds down flat. So if you need to get a kayak in or something large, a ladder, you've got lots of room to do it. Configures nicely, it's easy. And it handles well, it's not tall, it hugs the road. The power seat is fantastic, and it has full lumbar support too. So there's no excuse not to be comfortable, especially with the tilt and telescopic steering wheel as well. Perfect for the long trip or any road trip. Get up, pack it up, and go. If you haven't driven a Trailblazer yet, it's definitely worth checking out. The Chevy Trax, which is smaller than this one, is nothing like it. It's always all-wheel drive or always front-wheel drive. To have that ability to select when you want to be in all-wheel drive is great. That way, fuel economy is so much better. The next one up is the Chevy Equinox, and that's just a little bit bigger. And if that's what you need, that's great. But if you don't need something quite so large and the Trax is just too small, this is such a nice, perfect in the middle for you. Handles the roads beautifully. So the lane keep assist is very nice. It's right in front of you. It's green when you're between the lines, and if you're not, it turns orange. So it's got a visual cue for you. If you don't like it, again, it's something you can turn off. Well, I have to say, I'm impressed. The fit and the finish in these are really nice. There's lots of different trim levels. This is the LT, and it has really nice houndstooth trim, comfortable steering wheel. Yeah, and it's a nice size. Great visibility too. Very few, if any, blind spots that I can see from my height. Well, that was fun. Take one for a test drive or come and see me, Monique Ferguson at South Shore Chevrolet.